So this is the latest in a series of podcasts that we've been doing about the rough seasons of some of the what is now the marquee teams in the NHL. Now, we talked about the Winnipeg Jets, their 81 season, but the expansion, the new Ottawa Senators in 93 had a rough year, lost 70 games that year. But certain players stood out for obvious reasons, and one of them was a very talented defenseman who actually led the team in scoring that season. Played defense for 6 teams in the NHL, including the Oilers, the Penguins, the Whalers, the Jets, and the Rangers, or like I said, Jets and Coyotes. So we have to be talking about the very talented Norm Maciver. Now, Norm Maciver, born in the great community of Thunder Bay, Ontario, September 8, 1964, 5'11 and 180. First came to major prominence with the University of Minnesota Duluth Bulldogs. He was not drafted into the NHL, but instead took the university route in order to make the big show. The defenseman played 4 seasons with the University of Minnesota Duluth, where he was a 2-time All-American and a finalist for the Hobey Baker Award, awarded to the NCAA's top player for the 86 season. While playing at the University of Minnesota Duluth, he earned a communications degree and signed as a free agent with the New York Rangers upon graduation. Now, here's where it gets very, very interesting. He began the 87 season with New York, and he made the club after a strong training camp and preseason. On October 9, 86, he played his first career NHL game, getting the assist on a goal scored by the great Lucien Deblois in a 5-3 loss to New Jersey. Maciver would play in 4 games with the Rangers during the season, earning an assist, but spent the majority of the 87 campaign with the New Haven Nighthawks, their affiliate in the AHL. With New Haven, he had 6 goals and 36 points, and also played in the playoffs. Now, he split the 88 season between New York and her IHL affiliate, the Colorado Rangers. With Colorado doing the 88 season, Maciver had 6 goals and 26 points in 27 games. Now, Maciver was then called up to New York in December, and in his first 3 games back, he earned 3 assists. On December 29, 87, he scored his first career NHL goal against Kelly Rudy of the Islanders in a 3-3 tie. Now, on February 7, 88, he scored his first career multi-point game in the NHL, and he has a goal and 2 assists in a 6-3 win over Pittsburgh. Overall that year, in 37 games in New York, he had 9 goals and 24 points. Now, Maciver began the 89 season with the Rangers, the big club. He earned 2 assists on November 26, 88, to win against the Islanders. And in 26 games with New York that year, he had no goals and had 10 assists. Now, in a big deal, December 26, Boxing Day, 88, they traded Maciver, Brian Lawton, and Don Maloney to the Hartford Whalers for Kerry Wilson and the Whalers' 5th-round pick in the 1990 NHL entry draft. Now, following his trade from the Rangers, he made his Hartford Whalers debut on December 26, as he had no points in a 4-3 loss to Penguins. His first goal with Hartford came a couple of days later, getting it past Barry Gosselin of the Nordiques, and he had 2 assists and a 4-4 tie against Quebec. In 37 games for the Whalers, he had 1 goal and 23 points, helping the club reach the postseason. Now, in 1990, he spent the majority of the year with the Whalers' AHL affiliate in Binghamton, and 2 games in Binghamton, he had no points. He started. Now, eventually, he was traded to the Edmonton Oilers for Jim Enos. Now, he played the majority of the 1990 season with the Oilers' AHL affiliate in Cape Breton in 68 games on the island, in Nova Scotia. Maciver scored 13 goals and 50 points, and he was the highest scoring defenseman on the team. In 6 postseason games with Cape Breton, he had 7 assists. Maciver appeared in 1 game in Edmonton that year, and he made his only appearance on October 28, 89. And by my memory, his name is not on the Stanley Cup for obvious reasons. Now, Maciver began the 91 season with Cape Breton and 56 games in the AHL. He had 13 goals and 59 points before being recalled to Edmonton in February. On February 24, 91, he earned his first points with the Oilers, 2 assists in a 6-3 win over Quebec. On March 24th, he scored his first goal with the Oilers against, of course, Kelly Rudy of the Kings in a 4-3 loss. In 21 games at Edmonton, he had 2 goals and 7 points. On April 4th, 91, Maciver appeared in his first postseason game with the Oilers, a 3-1 loss to Calgary. In a 7th game of the series against the Flames, Maciver earned an assist for his first career playoff point as Edmonton defeated Calgary 5-4 to win the series. In 18 playoff games that year, Maciver earned 4 assists. Now, 92, he was in the NHL all the way. He tied his career high with points in the game with a goal and 2 assists on February 2nd and earned 3 points, down 3 points in an 8-2 win over Quebec. Less than a month later, he repeated defeat with a 3 points and a 4-2 win over the Jets. In 57 games, he had 6 goals and 40 points, helping the club reach the playoffs. Now, his first NHL career playoff goal came on May 3rd against Kirk McLean of the Canucks in a 4-3 victory. In the postseason, he scored a goal and 3 points. Now here again, it's kind of bizarre. He was put on waivers by Edmonton. I'm not really sure if they were just didn't have any more room for him, but a very talented player nonetheless. And Ottawa stepped in, the expansion franchise, and picked him up on waivers. Now, picked up on October 4th. In his first game with the Senators on October 8th, he had 2 assists as the Senators defeated what were going to be the 93 Cup champs, the Montreal Canadiens, by a 5-2 score. Now, 2 nights later, in his second game with the team, he had 2 more assists in a 9-3 loss to the Nordiques. He then scored his first goal as a member of the Senators on October 20th against Felix Potvin and the Maple Leafs in a 6-3 loss. Now, 2 goals for Maciver on February 17th, beating Hextall twice in a 6-4 defeat. Now, in 80 games that year, he led the team with 17 goals and 63 points, setting career highs in both categories. Now, he returned to Senators for 94. In his first game of the season, he scored a goal and 2 points in a 5-5 tie against Quebec. Now, his first 4-point game as a player came on November 3rd, where he got 4 points, including a goal and a 7-5 win over the Oilers. Now, on November 11th, he got 3 more assists against the Panthers. Now, it was a injury-plagued year for Norm, as he only played in 53 games with 3 goals and 23 points. Now, in 95, he played 28 games before being traded to Pittsburgh for Martin Straka, notching 4 goals and 11 points. Now, with the Penguins, put up some okay numbers. In 12 postseason games, he had a goal and 5 points, and had some strong success on Pittsburgh's second power play unit that season. Now, by the time 96 came along, he was still putting up heavy points, but was eventually traded to Winnipeg for Neil Wilkinson. Now, Maciver finished the 96 season with the Jets, played his first game with the Jets in a 4-3 loss on December 28th, and April 17th he played his first playoff game with Winnipeg in a 4-1 loss to the Red Wings. Now, he also scored a playoff goal with the Jets against Mike Vernon of the Red Wings in a 4-1 loss. He also scored the last goal in Winnipeg's Jets history before the club moved to Phoenix, Arizona during the offseason. Now, when he moved with the franchise, he became, of course, a member with Phoenix for 97. He also appeared in the Coyotes' first game with no points in a 1-0 loss to Hartford. Now, Maciver had an injury-plagued season with only 32 games that year with Phoenix with 4 goals and 13 points. Now, he returned to the Coyotes, but unfortunately, injury-plagued year and limited ice time caused him to eventually become a free agent at the end of the season. Now, he eventually played with a team that I've covered in the past. Corey LaRose is IHL's Houston Aeros for the 99 season, and 49 games with the Aeros. He scored 6 goals and 31 points, helping the team reach the postseason as the Aeros won the Turner Cup. Following the season, Maciver announced his retirement from hockey. Now, he became an assistant coach with the Springfield Falcons the next year in 2001. Did return to the Falcons as well as an AC. 2003, he backed up Marty McSorley as head coach, and Springfield did find a slight improvement. Now, following the season, 2003, he left the Falcons to be an assistant coach with the Bruins. Now, the 2004 season as an AC to Mike Sullivan was very successful for Boston with a 41-19, 15-7 record, earning first place in the Northwest Division with 104 points. Unfortunately, the Habs upset them in the first round in the playoffs. Now, Maciver stayed with the team during the 2005 lockout, and when hockey resumed in 2006, he returned to Boston as an AC again under Mike Sullivan. Unfortunately, following the season, Sullivan and his coaching staff were relieved of their duties. Now, in 2006, Maciver was hired by the Blackhawks to serve as the club's Director of Player Development, as reported to Director of Player Personnel in 2011. When Marc Bergevin left the club, become the new GM of the Habs for 2013, Maciver was promoted to assistant GM. So a very interesting life in hockey. But we're talking about these connections again, not only to Ottawa expansion, but the AHL in Cape Breton. Those 2 seasons, Cape Breton, 109 points in 124 games. Very, very popular player on Cape Breton Island, and very good in the community. So we'll see him to get some success outside of his playing days is well celebrated and well earned, because he has a great mind for hockey. Now, internationally, he also played for Canada the World Championships in '93 with 5 assists in 8 games. So the best you can say about Maciver's style, a good number 4 defenseman. I thought the Rangers, not say gave up on him, but should have given him more of a chance. And the problem is there wasn't much room on Edmonton's blue line in 1990. But as soon as he got a chance with Edmonton, led to his great success with Ottawa. And he put up the points no matter where he was. Now, final NHL totals: 500 games tight, 55 goals, 230 assists for 285 points. Rarely take a bad penalty, except some roughly in 93 with 84 minutes. Playoffs: 3 goals, 11 assists for 14 points. And I think he's one of the few players in the modern era to score playoff goals for 3 different teams as a defenseman. It doesn't occur very often. Usually 2 is quite common, but with 3 different teams, it's not every day that happens. Now, awards and honors, just as a reminder: AHL First All-Star Team in 91, Eddie Shore, top defenseman, AHL in 91, all WCHA First Team in 85 and 86, and all AHCA West First Team All-American, 85 and 86. So Norm Maciver, great life in hockey, very genial individual, being part of some very outstanding franchises during the years. But that first year in Ottawa, when they had Turgeon and a few other players, Brad Marsh, Sidorkiewicz, it was some rough games. Laurie Boschman was there too as well. And Maciver never gave up. A very, very strong player that season. And, when the team is going bad, sometimes good things can happen. And I think Norm saw player development by, he was playing with some young players and some cast-offs. He probably saw the quality of all type of former players in his teammates, and he's applied that to his good coaching career. Like I said, well deserving all the success in his life, but he can always say the worst team in the NHL history. I was their top scorer, and also scored the last goal in the original era of the Winnipeg Jets. And he's part of hockey history in every way, shape, or form. So that's the legend of Norm Maciver. If you like what we're doing here, give us a like, comment, and subscribe. Requests are always encouraged and always considered. Have a good day. Bye.